In last week's episode we sailed to northern Germany and we visited Heiligenhafen before we made it to Niendorf, a cozy beach resort close to Trave canal entrance. In this episode we enter the canal system and I try to find a place to stay for a while. So far today everything has gone wrong. We left the harbor and we knew it's gonna be a little bit of rain, but it came a massive thunder weather with lightnings and it was a little bit nerve-wracking, and then it came of course a lot of rain, but then also the engine ran warm again. It's been working so well since I fixed it, and it's been running like 50 hours because I really tried it and it's working perfectly. But now when we had a little bit of a stressed situation, of course, then it ran warm, and now we are like sailing into the entrance of the canal, which we cannot sail in, so we have to dock at the marina by engine. And I did a small fix and I really hope it's gonna work, because I'm gonna be super nervous this like 10 minutes we have to run the engine. So I crossed my fingers and toes that it wasn't any worse problem and that it would work when we try to start. We tried to start when we would have had to start tacking, and it actually worked. Sometimes it's easy. So we live in the sea, and this is the entrance to the canal system. There is several harbors to choose from at the entrance of Trave, and the first on the port side is Passathafen, and then it comes like several harbors or marinas on the starboard side, which I guess many people go to pubs because they sort of market that they unstep the masts, but it's also very expensive, so we're looking for more like a yacht club to do it. Passathafen is named after a well-known four-masted steel bark Passat. Both Passathafen and the next harbour Rosenhof at the port side look beautiful, but then they also were at the opposite side from town. We took a look at the options on starboard as well, but first one seems very exposed to wash and people, and the ones further in like Fischereihafen and Baltica seem very much like a shipyard area. If you just stay for a night or two, those things might not matter, but I plan to stay for a couple of weeks. We passed Travemünde to have a look at some of the yacht clubs around Schlutup, where we knew that would be possible to unstep the mast at some of them. So this tour was like a little taste of the upcoming canal life without unstepping the mast. We chose a place to stay at one of them, to think about the options overnight. Where we are right now is the part of Germany where the prior border between east and west was. Other than that, it was not so much to look at, and I quickly realized this place was way too small to stay alone for a longer time. We decided to leave and gave Travemünde a try. We're finally in Travemünde and we found a spot for Tilda. It was not as easy as as we thought, because it's probably, or they said it's very few guest places, so it's almost like year or season places. Every spot there is here, and it's also very much reserved. But we got a spot that we could stay at least tonight, and maybe we can stay here also longer, but we're gonna have a check on Travemünde to see if this is a good place for a little longer stop. That's probably a little bit of a bumper to have to go with a ferry every time we want to go to town. But let's see, it goes very often. I decided this was a good option, and then it was time for Gunnar to leave again. So Gunnar is leaving, we're walking to the ferry. How do you feel about leaving the boat?
Well, it's sad, of course. It's been a very nice 2 weeks sailing straight through Denmark and the northern Germany. But I will soon be back.
Yeah.
I've promised to come and sail for this summer on the European canals, so I'm looking forward to that.
It always feels a little bit sad the first day or something being left alone, but I have plenty to do, and time gonna fly quickly, and I think it's gonna be very nice to actually live in Germany for a while, to have the time to see everything, maybe take a train ride to see some more inland places, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it. And it's also very, very friendly at the marina where I'm staying. The ferry was actually 2 ferries running all the time, although you have to pay for them. But Privalside was actually nice itself, with the 2 harbour areas and long sandy beaches. The walk to Passathafen was short, and it's a vibrant area where I also quickly realized here is an option to unstepping the mast. It's not a lot of foreign boats. I'm pretty alone being a Swede here. What I love about this harbor area is that they really build like a place to be at. This is a place to really hang out and enjoy, and they also mix like the holiday homes and the harbor area in a really nice way. So you can walk here like every day and just enjoy watching people, seeing the boats. The docks though are like a bit private, so you cannot walk on the docks if you don't have your boat here. And it's not a lot of guest places, so it's kind of hard to get a guest spot in the harbor. I think I asked, and they have like a couple of 100 places or even more, and there's like 10 guest places. So for a short stay you could probably find like a green sign place or something, but to stay a little longer it's difficult. And apparently in the entire area of Travemünde many people book in advance, but I was lucky, or it was a very nice harbor master. Oh, it's so many birds, it's such a noise. But it's a summer's noise, I guess. So I guess it seems like I can stay at my place for the coming weeks, which is really good. Of course I had to check out Passat. This ship from 1911 used to go between Europe and South America, and later on Australia. Today it's a youth hostel and museum, above being a landmark. With the bike it was easy to choose from the many beach entrances. Pay to go on the beach here, but it also offers a lot. It's like a place to stay and enjoy, a lot of sheltered small sofas, and there is water guards or swim guards. There's showers and toilets everywhere. And yeah, they make a lot to make beach life good. But now it's after 6 o'clock, so now it's free to be on the beach. It was also time for me to walk back to enjoy the sunset. I don't know if you can hear the dog barking, but it seems like everyone in Travemünde has a dog. The sunset did not disappoint, and as this is the biggest ferry port in Europe, there is always something to watch. One interesting thing is the ferries get along so good with the sailboats here, in a way that I have not seen at home. Here actually the ferry between Preval and Travemünde stops for sailboats. That's really good to see the rules actually being followed. I want to deeply thank my Patreons for supporting the making of these episodes, and if you want to contribute, you can also become a Patreon or buy me a coffee at the links below. If you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss out. And if you appreciated this episode, please give it a big thumbs up.